Hi everyone, it's Paola. Welcome back to my channel, art, graphic design, all the things that you hopefully like to learn about and talk about, because I like to. So, a lot of you guys ask me for portfolio help a lot, and I do have different videos like discussing how to present your work in the best way. I have, putting work into your portfolio on your website, putting together a physical portfolio, but I do get some questions, and I've never made a video on this, of how to photograph your work, how to present your work, how to make it look cool, how to present it like in a good way, like a good professional way. And yeah, I've talked about it, but I haven't actually done it. So today I'm going to be showing you how I photograph, put together, make a whole like scene and art direct my own work and portfolio to present it in the best way possible. So this can be for a physical portfolio, a website. A lot of this will be like different styles and different ways to do it, and I just want to show you how I'm doing it for myself, my own work, presenting it the best way that I know how. So I'm excited to share this with you, so keep watching. So to get started in putting together your portfolio and all the work that you want to photograph, you want to print all your work. So at least make sure that all the work you want to photograph is printed out. I'm using like my horrible little home printer, but a lot of the work that I do have already was from other projects on a better printer. But yeah, I just wanted to show you an example, a recent little print I made for my Patreon. I wanted to feature in this video just because it was fun and it was something I made recently that was just like cute and whatever. So I figured I'd show you the printing and cutting out process that you have to do with every print project. So this is what I'm going to be photographing. A lot of print projects that I have, obviously most of them are books because that's what I've printed in the past. And obviously I already have these in my portfolio, but I want to show you guys examples of how you can photograph them. So here I am with my makeshift little studio, and I'm going to show you some ways to do it yourself. DIY workspace! So I have a paper backdrop, but obviously you don't need a paper backdrop. You can do whatever you want. As you can see, I'm also putting up against my bed, which is like so DIY. So do whatever works for you. I sometimes just get like a white sheet from the craft store and photograph in front of that. A lot of people will say that you need to photograph your work in front of a white background, but I like to mix it up and do different things, still keep it maybe a little bit more neutral, but sometimes work needs something fun in the background, and if that's a bright color for you and how you want to display your work, then totally do that. So these photos turned out really great, even on just an iPhone. As you can see, I am filming on my camera for you guys, so I would usually be taking photos with a camera, but I wanted to show that even if you just have a phone to photograph your work with, you can still create really good quality images and show your work in the best way possible. Sometimes it's all about just working with what you have, like setting up little things behind the books to make them look better. Use what you got. I love it! It's so cute! I also like to incorporate some props sometimes, so things like candles, little objects, things that can kind of create the space around the project, especially depending on what the project is. If you have something in there that is a photograph, maybe you want to incorporate what the object is in the photograph or whatever works with your project. Sometimes the paper background is just a good base for getting detailed shots, and like I said, you don't have to have a plain background. You can just put it on like the carpet or against a wall. I'm going to be showing you that in a second. So also holding it against a wall and using your hand as kind of a prop can still be a really cool look for your portfolio. I feel that it kind of adds something like personal into it, and again, you could also just stick it up against a wall and show it in action, meaning not just in front of a plain background, kind of in a space where the print would hang, whatever it is that you're photographing for your portfolio. Another thing I like to do is photograph it in front of windows and get some cool, interesting light photos. I think that is even more interesting for your portfolio and can make the work look even more elegant and kind of stand out more because it has that bright sunlight. So with all these amazing photos that I took with my phone, yes, with my phone, and they look great, we're going to go into Photoshop and just do simple edits. So things like cropping the photos, you can take that down from like, yeah, it's a faraway photo, but take it down to just like a better digestible type of photo, and then from there you can start adjusting colors, making the colors even more vivid, making the brightness like pop, and just make the work look its best. So as you can see here, I also used cutting out. So I cut out the actual print and then I took that away from the background, especially because the background wasn't looking the right color that I wanted it to look, if I wanted it to match the other one more, or if I just wanted it to look different. So I actually cut that part out, took it into a new layer, and then made the background different. So I started adjusting just the background and it didn't affect the colors of the print at all. The same for this one. I thought it would be a good way to show you guys how you can change things, and some things don't work, some things do. It's all about figuring out what you like for your work. And in this one, I cut it out and I started making it more vivid in the background. So using that same tool, I cut out the front layer and I completely started changing the color in the background, which is something you can do if you didn't end up liking the background color you chose or the paper it was in front of or whatever. You can completely manipulate the photo to something brand new. So using the crop tool, you can also tilt, change, rearrange the photo if something's not centered, if it didn't look as good when you actually took the photo. You can always change this up, reframe the whole photo, and make it your own. So for this print against the wall, I actually used the healing tool to get rid of those little side parts where you can see the end of the wall or where the wall has mistakes in it, basically, like imperfections. So you can completely change it and make it look like it was just in front of a perfect white wall that was a lot bigger than the space we had to work with. And then again with this one, I ended up cutting it out and manipulating the brightness of the background so we could make that white really stand out and really make the colors vivid after that. So it's all about adjusting, working with brightness, vibrance, saturation, contrast, all of these tools in Photoshop, which are really easy, as you can see here on the screen. Like, it's pretty self-explanatory once you get in there. And yeah, it's just figuring out what is going to make your designs look their best. Okay, so that was me putting together all my work for my portfolio, website, Instagram, anything where I want to present my work. Hopefully you enjoyed and hopefully it helped you create your own work. It doesn't have to be fancy. It doesn't have to be the most professional. You can do it on your own, and hopefully this video helped that. So yeah, if you liked it, please give it a thumbs up. It really helps my channel. Also, let me know what other portfolio help or any help you need in the comments. We can talk, and I'll see you in my next video. Okay, bye. Did that sound good?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay.